When it comes to cryptocurrency, it's very important not to get wrapped up in the current price of a Bitcoin, $9,133 at the current time of recording this video. But people, in the midst of all the volatility that we see, you think about it, just back to April 23rd, nearly a month ago, Bitcoin was $7,472. And it's odd to me, and it's definitely a look into human psychology to think about back when it was worth 7,136, if the price went up to 8,000, which it did, people would have thought of that as bullish. And now Bitcoin sits $1,000 or plus the previous value of only a few weeks ago. I mean, of course, we did see it hit $10,000 in May 7th, but my overall point in branching off of this concept is really, what other asset class do you see performing with this level of volatility? Just buying Bitcoin back in April 21st, now nearly a month later, there's people selling that Bitcoin that they bought and profiting, almost $2,000. I mean, of course, it's a whole business of people trading and all these different things. But I use this as sort of a jumping off point to discussing DigiByte, because I think that oftentimes people who are new to cryptocurrency get they sort of get wrapped up in Bitcoin mania, just because of the numbers on here, the $9,000 mark, and they hear it's the whole reputation. Like, for instance, this article right here: Bitcoin price drops to 8,900, raises fear of a new bear trend beginning. And, of course, I do dabble in my own technical analysis videos. And if you're more interested in my take on different trends that happen with trading Bitcoin, it's sort of a subject for another video. I more or less, in this one, I want to talk about the real, Bitcoin value started at pennies and worked its way up to where it is now. It's been a wild ride to get to where we are. But at the same time, I think people oftentimes do overlook the real technology behind it, blockchain, and I think that's really one of the things that DigiByte definitely does having going for it. The decentralized applications and secure authentication, especially in a world where more and more we see things going online. I am bullish on DigiByte. You look at, and I think anybody who believes in the fundamentals of this sort of digital asset rising paradigm shift, I think that it makes sense, which is why I'm always happy to be making this content for the DigiByte community, because I think that they are some of the most woke to the potential that's available for all these things. When we talk about speed, the permissionless open source global network, there's a reason why DigiByte stands the way that it does, and I think the potential for DigiByte, there really is no cap on the potential for a technology like this. DigiByte really is the baby Bitcoin, and sooner or later we'll see the student surpass the teacher. Really, Bitcoin is in its spot because it was first out of the gate, and I believe Bitcoin will always have that reputation, but I don't think Bitcoin can be number one forever. I think that DigiByte is a perfect example of the sort of building upon what was made possible by Bitcoin, and of course pushing that forward. I'm very bullish on DigiByte, and you think about the fact that it's proven the test of time, which I would say is one of the greatest achievements that crypto can achieve, is just longevity. Because we see, in a world where we see different altcoins popping in and out of existence, that I think that DigiByte does serve to have a lot of potential in that regard. So I would like to have the content that I make on this channel about DigiByte really serve as something that you could send to somebody who's maybe not a member of the DigiByte community, maybe sort of to try and get people from other asset classes, even other coin followers, to be more staunch advocates of DigiByte, because I think DigiByte, the research speaks for itself. And I think the promise is there if you believe in the sort of potential that blockchain has. We talk about smart contracts, decentralized applications, and secure authentication. It does make sense, and then even further, you talk about DigiID, Digi assets, and not to mention the strength of the DigiByte community, I would say, is unparalleled. They do have a certain level of fanaticism that I would say, because not only are people interested in DigiByte for what is possible through it and what can be built upon DigiByte, but at the same time, DigiByte is one of those cryptos that's unique in the aspect that DigiByte actually it has a real potential, in terms of when we're looking at these strong arguments that can be made about the future, of digital assets, and many of the compounding variables that we see occurring in the cryptocurrency space. DigiByte is rapidly growing open source blockchain created in late 2013 and released in early 2014. After 6 years of forward-thinking development, DigiByte has become one of the safest, fastest, and longest, and most decentralized UTXO blockchains in existence. And if that statement holds any weight, I think that it's important, especially in 2020. I am bullish as far as where we'll see DigiByte going in the future. But all that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed my little rant here about DigiByte. And DigiByte does have a great community on all different social media platforms that it populates. But yeah, so all that being said, remember, I'm not your dad. I'm not your financial advisor. This video is just my opinion. Definitely do your own research on these things. You will not be disappointed. But all that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next one. Have a good one.